All right, let's dive into something that every single Chinese language learner runs into: culture shock. Think of this as your HSK survival guide, the one that takes you from what's in the book to what's actually happening on the street.
So, you've put in the hours, right? Maybe even years. You've mastered all that HSK vocabulary, and you can ace any test on characters for stuff like library or watermelon. But here's the real question. Are you actually prepared for the real China? For all the unwritten rules of just living? Let's find out.
And this quote it nails it, doesn't it? It's that feeling when you step off the plane and you suddenly realize those super polished dialogues you memorized didn't quite cover, well, pretty much everything else. But you know what? That gap between the book and the real world, that's exactly what we're going to explore together right now.
Okay, first things first. We've got to get you equipped with the absolute essentials. Seriously, think of this as your day one toolkit for surviving the modern Chinese landscape, both online and in the very, very real and crowded world.
Look, in China, your digital life pretty much gets a complete reboot. So a VPN? Non-negotiable if you want to access familiar sites from back home. But the real game changer is WeChat. It is not just a messaging app. No. You're going to use it to pay for a bottle of water, call a cab, book a doctor's appointment, everything. You can pretty much forget about cash and credit cards. Your phone is your wallet now.
And here's the lingo that goes with it. You will hear Salmar everywhere. It literally means scan code, and it's your key to, well, buying anything. The reason you need that VPN for your other Shejiao Meiti, or social media, is because of the fānghuǒ chángchéng, the Great Firewall.
Just let this number sink in for a second. 1.4 billion. Now, why does this matter so much? Because a number this big fundamentally rewrites one of the most basic unspoken rules that many of us just take for granted.
And that rule is personal space. In a country with this many people, that personal bubble we're so used to, it's just not a practical thing. Someone standing super close to you isn't being rude, it's just a physical necessity. The real trick here is learning how to be assertive, but not aggressive.
So, what do you actually say in those moments? When the subway is incredibly or crowded, a polite but firm jiaguar is your absolute magic phrase to get through. It just means excuse me or let me pass. And trust me, you are going to be using it a lot.
Okay, let's talk about a situation every traveler faces, sooner or later. You find the Weishengjin, the restroom, you push open the stall door, and you're staring at, well, something you might not recognize as a toilet. And then an even more urgent question hits you.
The word you're looking for is dun, which means to squat. Yep, the squat toilet is super common all across China, especially in public spots. But listen, here is the HSK Level 100 top-tier survival tip, the most important thing you'll hear in this section. Always carry your own paper. Seriously, it will be the most valuable thing in your bag.
All right, so you've survived the subway, you've survived the restroom. Fantastic. Now let's wade into the much more subtle, but just as important world of social rules. This is where your textbook really starts to feel a million miles away.
A meal out is the perfect example. You know, in a lot of Western countries, a really loud restaurant might be kind of a turnoff. But in China, a lively, bustling, loud atmosphere, what they call rui nao, that's a great sign. It means the food is amazing. And don't be shocked when you see people spitting chicken or fish bones right onto the table. It's not just okay, it's completely normal.
And here are two more little differences you'll spot right away. If you ask for water, you'll probably get it boiling hot, even in the middle of summer. It's all tied to this concept of yangsheng, which is about preserving your health. In that same vein, while a lot of Westerners might want a tan, traditionally pale skin, or bai, is the standard of beauty, which totally explains why you see so many umbrellas on a perfectly sunny day.
So, let's talk small talk. Except sometimes, it doesn't feel so small. You might meet a new person, and within just a few minutes, they could ask you one of these questions. To a Western ear, that can sound incredibly direct, maybe even a little rude.
So what is going on here? Well, it is so important to understand this isn't about someone trying to invade your in-see or your privacy. It's actually a way of showing they care and trying to figure out where you fit into their world. It's like a shortcut to building a real relationship and understanding who you are.
And it all kind of clicks into place when you realize that there's a much more collective sense of community. Your life isn't seen as just your own. It's connected to your family, your job, your linju, your neighbors. This is also where that famous idea of Mianzi, or face, comes from. Your reputation and your social standing are a really, really big deal.
Okay, so after all these shocks, from how you pay for things to the questions people ask, what's the big picture here? How do you take all these jarring moments and actually turn them into a source of strength on your language journey?
It's really all about reframing it in your mind. Every single one of these culture shocks is a chance to learn something new. See every shocking moment as a free vocabulary lesson. Because here's the real takeaway. True fluency isn't just about passing a test. It's about understanding the culture that gives all those words their real meaning.
If you only take one word away from this whole thing, please make it this one. 加油. Literally, it means add oil, but it's used all the time to cheer someone on. It means you can do it, keep going, don't give up. This should be your personal mantra for your entire journey.
And finally, just a little thought to leave you with. After you've gotten used to drinking hot water, paying for everything with your phone, and navigating huge crowds like a pro, what happens when you go back home? Will the quiet streets and all that personal space feel just as strange? That's a question for another day. 加油!